was so excited to hear what you had going on, and so excited to be inspired by what you did, and also try to put his twist on it and his feedback. He was genuinely, truly interested in everything that everyone was doing that was making him a better person. But the one thing that really stuck with me, and will always stick with me, is his unconditional love for everyone that was around him. Bar none. I mean, at that point in his life, when I met him, he was taking care of Kevin every day. And you guys know how he feels about you guys. Kevin, he heals the world. He loves you. He talks about you every single day. There's no big brother that ever comes and hangs out with his friends and talks about the big brother. And Stephen did it every single day. We knew everything, every step he took. Brian, you were his business partner, and you were a friend to all of us. And then Letitia, you know, I told you what Stephen said. You know, we talked about marriage, and he said, I'm not getting married until I find a woman that's like my mom. But I want everybody to remember those sides of Steve and try to make that a part of all of us, because I don't know a lot of us that have that in us. You know, the constant trying to inspire everyone around you, trying to live life to the fullest and being the greatest person you've ever known. I love you, Steve.
So we have a personal story written by Stephen himself, a personal thing that happened to him that he went through. For those of you who don't know, my name is Nicole. This is my sister Morgan. We're Stephen's cousins. Probably the closest thing to sisters that he had. I walked towards the sweat lodge. The snow felt reassuring to my shivering skin. It was a cold Dakota winter, and I was soon to become warmer than ever. I knelt down to enter the rawhide-covered dome, pitch black, as I stared into the darkness within. There were smoldering rocks stacked in the center of the shelter. We were on the reservation of the Sioux tribe in Solon, North Dakota. I crawled into the lodge, clinging to the cold soil beneath me. I sat next to my father, staring at the radiating rocks, filling the dome with intense heat. Drums sounded, the door closed. Tribesmen began their sermon, chanting as the heat brought the blood to my face as their chants consumed my ears. I felt a vibration, felt a spirit, felt a change, and I was only 7. Experience often molds our outlook on life. Without it, we would just have instinct and would be quite primitive. It is what defines us as an individual, what makes us unique. As I sat in the sweat lodge that night, I knew this was a defining moment. I knew my connection, perception, and affirmation to the world around me had been changed forever. As I read through the essays and the words on paper, I noticed they all had a common purpose. They revealed something to or about the writer. Through the writer's revelations, we see what gives them a better knowledge of themselves. Furthermore, what really defines the writers as an individual. In the essay, No Place Like Home, the author, Jennifer Crispin, conveys her story. Crispin tells the reader that she has no true sense of home, and that is what makes her unique. Quote, I am from nowhere and everywhere, that is what I like. End quote. She felt detached from the places she lived. I believe she never had a defining moment to make those experiences definite to her life. As I became further entranced by my experiences with the Sioux tribe, I sensed a new connection to the world, a connection to people. My father had brought me to a group of natives that I had never met before, yet I felt as they were my family and I was treated as so. Accepted into a culture without constraint, no concern for who or what I was, just the fact that I wanted to learn more from them. It's these connections we form with and experience
that conveys their sanctity for who or what to us. Meaning, through time, one sees the significance of the events he or she has sustained. Therefore, it is the connection we develop with these experiences and the people that gives humans a sense of homestead, understanding, and culture.
As time has gone on and I look back upon those days in North Dakota, I feel my perception has changed to the world and the people around me. I knew that this diversifying moment in the sweat lodge, the importance of other cultures and what they could bring to me. Later in life, I saw that it helped alter my perception, finding moral fiber in all cultures, beliefs, religions, and beliefs. The world belongs to everyone, therefore so should the heritage of our lands. Learning from all facets of beliefs just makes for a more advanced society and united race. The songs of the Sioux sang were of spiritual unity, respect, and knowledge, things that people all over the world could use more of. The foundation to any religion, what makes religion so divine, is simply how one perceives them. And through our experiences, do we mold our perception of these beliefs.
When the door was opened for the first time, the cold air rushed inside and the light from the moon peered into the shelter. As water was passed around, only a few people remained. I noticed I had outlasted most of the natives. The last door had been closed and we prayed to the northern spirit for strength. I was tired, but as I sang, I felt the strength from the others. The drums carried me and the heat pushed me through. After that final ceremony, I knew a spirit or life form far greater than us had to exist. My sense of truth or affirmation had been altered by the sweat lodge. Learning of other religions helped me see them for what they are, simply beliefs. They are guidelines in which we perceive, making our relationship direct in correlation. These experiences we have are directly responsible for our affirmation of these guidelines. Langston Hughes wrote of his self-discovery and salvation. His experiences in the church that day were definite to his views on that religion and the people that believed in it. Thus, Langston's understanding of religion was based fundamentally upon that occasion.
Finally, as I grow older and the years bring new cultures and experiences, I find myself open to change. I am open to share my culture with anyone and I am hopeful to learn new ones. Therefore, it is a task for everyone to express their cultures, views, and beliefs logically to the world in order to preserve their peace. Experience often molds our outlook on life. Without it, we would have just instinct and would be quite primitive. It is what defines us as individuals. As I sat in the sweat lodge that night, I knew that this was a defining moment. I knew my connection, perception, and affirmation to the world around me had been changed forever. I have a personal story. I grew up with Stephen, growing up going camping at the lake, going to Big Bear every winter, going on cruises to Hawaii, Mexico. One of my favorite memories had to be when we went zip lining in Mexico. There's no cars to get up into the mountains where we were at. There was only donkeys. And I remember looking at these donkeys thinking, oh my God, there's no way I'm gonna get on this thing. I'm too big. All of us are too big. My family is huge. There's no way. My feet are gonna drag on the floor. And Steven just jumped on the thing and was like, well, we don't really have a choice, so let's just go. He was cracking jokes the whole way up the mountain. I remember laughing the whole time. Not only is Steven funny, but he was fearless. When we had to come to rappel down the waterfall, we were having a panic attack. We were not getting off that wall. We weren't doing it. Steven was the first one to say, I'll go, I'll do it. He gave us the confidence to go rappelling down this waterfall. He was like a big brother to us. And we always looked up to him. He was intelligent, selfless, honest, and knew how to have a good time. He had a positive impact on anyone who came into contact with him. Coming up to 1 year was my graduation party last year. Stephen, along with several other family members who were once there, are no longer with us. It shows that in 1 year, a lot can happen. But they are never truly gone. Stephen and those who have passed before him are in our memory and are in our hearts forever. If I have learned anything over the last uncertain, and we should never take each other for granted. We should hug each other more often and say, "I love you," before every goodbye, because we never know when our last goodbye will be. And that is because life is filled with uncertainties. Stephen, you will be missed, and we all love you dearly. Thank you. So sorry. This last one is a letter written by Letitia. She asked us to read this, and it's to Stephen. My sweet Stephen, sweet love of mine. As your mother, I was the proudest with you. In my arms, as your friend, I was the luckiest because you confided in me. As your role model, I showed you about hard work and perseverance.
We, your family, are so blessed and happy that God chose us to share 24 beautiful, loving years with you.
If only God would have given me another minute with you, I would kiss you, hold you, and tell you how much I love you. My heart swells that I can't contain myself, but I think that God loves you more and called his angel back to heaven.
Today, I give thanks